Do you get a headache with the thought of even thinking about all the paperwork that's going to come with selling your home? If you want to learn about what to expect, watch this video. Hi, I'm Veronica Woods from Daniel Woods Real Estate Company, where we help our clients avoid making 5- or 6-figure mistakes when it comes to buying or selling real estate in the Philadelphia area. Now, you may think after you find a buyer to agree on price, then the ball goes strictly in their court to come up with funding. That's not true. The seller has to provide accurate documentation in order to transfer legal ownership. And if you haven't sold a property in a few years, you may be surprised about the amount of paperwork required to do so. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 documents that's important that you will be asked either to find or to complete in order to sell your home and transfer the deed to the new buyer. First, we have the seller's disclosure document. Now, most people use a standard document that's a checklist for the most part that allows you to share what you know about the conditions inside and outside of the house. Today in Pennsylvania, this document is 10 pages long, and it is often scary for sellers that I work with. One thing is important to note: the realtor cannot fill this out for you because it's supposed to be your knowledge of the house, not the realtor's observations of what they see. The important thing to note is that you're not asked to become a home inspector overnight. You're only being asked to disclose what is known about the house. So yes, I know that sometimes we got water in the basement. Yes, we had a roof leak, but we fixed it. Now, if you have saved the documentation on recent repairs and permits, it makes this process of filling out this form a lot easier. The second document is a preliminary title report. Now, if you didn't run a title search at the time when you acquired ownership, maybe your name was just added to the deed or got power of attorney, I strongly recommend that you run a title search at the beginning of your sales process. You don't want to find out that you have some surprise interest that you didn't know about late in the process. For example, let's say that there was some private loan that was paid off years ago but not properly recorded. This is going to show up on this preliminary title report. Also, if there are back taxes or any liens from utilities or any other parties, they're going to show up on the title report. And some of these things may take weeks to resolve. And by resolving, it means getting third-party signatures by people who aren't even part of the sale today. So it's important to get a head start on these things, because if not resolved, the title company will either hide or either allocate the money in escrow or deduct it from your proceeds. Number 3 is getting your current mortgage payoff information. If you have one or more mortgages, you'll want to know the exact amount owed on the house. You don't want to guess here. You don't want to be $10,000 off in a tight market, and $10,000 could be the wiggle room that you have to negotiate with. And you also want to know really what your equity is in the property up front, so you can have a more realistic view of the proceeds that you're going to get at settlement. Now, once you get closer to settlement within 30 days, then you'll go to your mortgage company and request the official payoff letter that is going to be tied to a specific closing date. And the title company is going to use that number in order to calculate your final amount owed on the loan. The fourth document is a power of attorney document. So if you have power of attorney for any named party on the deed, it's important that you keep this paperwork at easy access throughout the sales process. The realtor is going to ask you for a copy of it up front, just to make sure that you even have the authority to sign a listing agreement to sell the house. Now, when you get further along and you're getting the closing, the title company is going to actually ask you for an original signed document. So the copy or facsimile is not good enough in this case. So if you don't have an original signed copy of your power of attorney handy, it's time to track that down sooner rather than later because you will be asked for it. The fifth and final document that we'll review on this video are executed leases. Executed leases are only relevant for people who are selling rental properties. But it's important to note that you, as a rental property owner, will be asked to provide the leases to a prospective buyer as a part of their due diligence process. So just like they're inspecting the home, they have the right to inspect the leases. Now, as the seller, it's important for you to be very familiar with the terms of those leases. So if you're thinking about putting your rental property on the market, this is the time to really review the lease yourself. You'll want to be clear on what the lease termination date, if it's an annual lease. Even if it's a month-to-month lease, you want to be clear on what the required notification is. Standard is pretty much 30 days, but I have seen some leases that require giving a tenant 60 days notice. Beyond the leases, you'll also be asked to provide an inventory or record of your security deposits and also a proof or a report on the rents collected in the current month. In summary, since you are in total control of when you sell your house, it makes sense to review the documents discussed in this video sooner rather than later to avoid the possibility of delays. Failure to locate or provide any of these documents will cost you money. And I have seen it kill entire deals, even with a ready, willing buyer with the money in their hands. So thank you again for watching this video. I'm Veronica Woods from Daniel Woods Real Estate Company. If you enjoyed the information in this video, please share it with a friend. If you're watching on YouTube especially, please click the subscribe button below. You'll be alerted immediately when my next video is published. Also, stay connected with us on social media. All my links are in the description here on YouTube. We're always posting more tips about how you can keep more money in your pocket when you're buying and selling real estate in the Philadelphia area.